A string of burglaries in Colchester. How to keep your home from becoming the next target. And more protesters erupt Trump's rallies today. More on this campaign season's tense atmosphere.
WPTZ News Channel 5 at 6 starts now.
We begin tonight with new details about a recent slew of burglaries in Colchester. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Sheahen. WPTZ's Liz Streppa joins us now live in the newsroom. Liz, where exactly have these burglaries taken place?
Well, Jennifer, they've taken place in quiet rural neighborhoods just west of Route 7 in Colchester. Police say they've gotten reports of several daytime burglaries over the course of the past few days. Officials responded to a report of a burglary on Joey Drive around 1:30 yesterday afternoon. Officers say they found evidence of forced entry and that several items had been stolen from the home. Police say another home targeted was in a secluded neighborhood on Overlake Drive. The police department is reminding residents to stay vigilant.
Keep your doors secure all your windows on the ground floor for sure. If you have an alarm system, activate it, register it with the town. Look out. If you see something suspicious, give us a call.
Police say it's extremely important to hide valuable items like laptops and tablets if you're leaving the house. And officers say another thing you can do is to talk to your neighbors and look out for each other's homes. No suspects have been arrested as of yet, and if you have any information on these incidents, you're asked to call the Colchester Police Department. Live in the newsroom tonight, Liz Streppa, WPTZ News Channel 5.
Thank you, Liz. 3 ice fishermen had to be rescued on Lake Champlain this morning. Rescuers say the 3 broke free from shore in Isle La Motte and were stranded for about 15 minutes before they made it back to shore on their own. They received medical evaluations at the scene. Vermont Fish and Wildlife officials have been warning people all week to stay off frozen waterways because of this warm weather. And yes, it's all about the warm weather. It was sunny and warm all day today. It's starting to feel like spring, and Giv, I know you're sad to hear that because you love to go skiing, but for me, I'll bring it on.
It was definitely spring skiing today. As a matter of fact, we were out there, but the only places you can ski, of course, is where we have man-made snow. Overall, let me take you to a shot at the top of Whiteface Summit. Now, this kind of tells it all. There's just no snow up there at all to speak of, and that's the way our mountaintops are for pretty much the entire region. It is one of those years for sure. Now, temperatures, they certainly were warm today, and those highs today were in the 50s. We made it to 58 degrees a little bit earlier in Burlington, and we've got a southerly wind out there as well. So things are staying warm, and they're going to continue to stay warm tonight as we pick up that southerly flows. Right now, we've got winds in the Champlain Valley close to 10 miles an hour, a little bit faster than that in other areas. So right now in Messina, we're at 48 degrees, 49 in Saranac Lake, 55 currently in Burlington and Montpelier. Temperatures in the upper 50s, Lebanon, Plymouth, and we're seeing temperatures near 60 degrees as we get in the southern portion of the region. Keene now at 59 degrees. Storm tracker shows some clouds moving in from the north. We've got a very weak cold front that is going to be pushing across the area tonight, bringing a few clouds. Tomorrow, a delightful day, but temperatures just a little bit cooler. We'll have the first alert forecast for you coming up.
This heated campaign season is reaching a boiling point as protesters again disrupt 2 of Donald Trump's rallies today. Candidates on both sides are criticizing the GOP frontrunner and the campaign season's increasingly tense and divisive atmosphere. Chris Pallone has more.
Tense moments at a Saturday morning Donald Trump rally in Dayton, Ohio. Secret Service agents surrounded the Republican candidate after a protester tried to rush the stage. Trump security on high alert after protesters and supporters clashed in Chicago Friday night. Trump pulled the plug on the rally before it began, citing security concerns. Police arrested 5 and 2 officers were injured.
Thank you. Get them out.
At rallies across Ohio, Trump remained defiant, accusing protesters of denying his First Amendment rights.
We had 25,000 people coming, and they really stopped these people in terms of our First Amendment, freedom of speech. A terrible situation, I have to tell you.
Challengers on both sides pounced, accusing Trump of encouraging violence through his stump speech rhetoric.
This is a man who in rallies has told his supporters to basically beat up the people who are in the crowd, and he'll pay their legal fees.
I think it is also true that any campaign, responsibility begins and ends at the top.
Donald Trump has created a toxic environment.
Trump blamed the protest on supporters of Democrat Bernie Sanders. In a statement, Sanders called Trump a pathological liar, Hillary Clinton labeled Trump a bully.
If you see bigotry, you should oppose it. If you see violence, you should condemn it. And if you see a bully, you should stand up to him.
Will rising tensions blunt Trump's momentum or just make it stronger? Voters in Florida, Illinois, Missouri, North Carolina, and Ohio had their say Tuesday. Chris Pallone, NBC News, New York.
And today in Washington, D.C., Republicans voted in the GOP convention. That's the caucus for Republicans in D.C. Voting closed at 4 o'clock, but we have yet to receive results on that. As soon as we get them in, we'll let you know all about them. And looking ahead to Tuesday now, what some are calling Super Tuesday the 2nd. 5 states will hold primaries that day: Florida, Illinois, Missouri, North Carolina, and Ohio, with a lot of delegates up for grabs. A New Hampshire native competing in the Iditarod sled dog race is in 3rd place after being attacked by a snowmobiler. 46-year-old Ali Zirkle was mushing on the Yukon River when a snowmobile hit her. Alaska State Troopers say the snowmobile turned around multiple times and came back at her before taking off. The musher behind Zirkle was also hit, and one of his dogs was killed. A suspect has been identified, but no arrests have been made. Quarters, nickels, pennies, and dimes were all donated in Plattsburgh today for a good cause. It was the Big Change Roundup in Plattsburgh's Walmart, and the coin machines were busy clicking away. Some donators pitched in anywhere from $100 to over $300. Dr. Lewis first helped collect the donations, with all proceeds going to the UVM Children's Hospital. Lori is a cashier at Walmart and has been collecting change for 10 weeks. Now this year, she has raised over $13,000.
I started this year at January 5th and I ended on March 11th. And no matter what the conditions is, I don't leave the door. And I do it 5 days a week, 8 hours a day.
Tomorrow, Big Change Roundup will be set up at the Williston Walmart from 10 to 3. Organizers say last year they raised more than $330,000. This year they're shooting for $350,000. Hundreds of people flocked to the Champlain Valley Exposition today for the 12th annual Vermont Women's Expo. Event organizer Kate Alberghini says this year's expo is the largest it's ever been, with over 100 businesses being represented at the venue. She says the day is all about promoting women and women-owned businesses, in addition to chatting with business owners. Attendees also have the option for attending hourly seminars at a variety of different topics. Alberghini says she's thrilled to support local businesses through the event.
Women love to share information, and that really helps small businesses and it helps our community, and there's a lot of giving back as well. Women are just open to sharing information.
Admission to the event was $5, and if you missed it today, Alberghini says it will definitely be back next year. St. Patrick's Day arrived a few days early in Plattsburgh. Green, white, and orange filled the Durkee Street lot today for the first annual Discover Plattsburgh Irish Festival. The free event included a Shamrock Shuffle 5K and traditional dance performances. There was also live music, food, games, and more, all to celebrate St. Patty's Day.
When you have something that's family friendly, that makes it entertaining for both adults and children, then families feel like they can bring their kids, and it's not something that you have to coordinate a babysitter for. And of course, it's free. So we want to make sure that everything that we're providing is fun, different, and something that everybody in the family could enjoy.
The Burlington Irish Heritage Festival is also happening this weekend and runs through next Friday, the 18th. Events tomorrow include a party at Arts Riot on Pine Street. There you'll find Irish step dancers, traditional musicians, and a bake sale. It's fun for the whole family, and it runs from 1 to 3. Events for the Burlington Irish Festival continue through next Friday, the 18th. While it was a beautiful day to be outside, some folks in South Burlington were having a little fun indoors on the ice. It was all fun and games at the Howard Center's 7th annual curling challenge at the Cairns Arena in South Burlington. Over 30 teams of 4 were out practicing their curling skills, all in the name of charity. Organizers say if you haven't checked it out, it's a really entertaining game to watch.
If you haven't seen it up close and you've just seen it on TV, you don't have the same sense of what's involved, but when you see it in person, it really is pretty absorbing and entertaining. And then there's also a lot of goodwill here.
That is definitely something I'm going to have to try one day. Organizers were hoping to raise $50,000 at the event. All proceeds go towards the center's program that helps children, adults, and families. Coming up, health centers across Vermont and New Hampshire getting money to prevent drug addiction. Details right after the break. What?
Lots of sunshine for tomorrow, but temperatures a little cooler than what we saw today. Your first alert forecast coming up.
Watching WPTZ News Channel 5.
Welcome back. 4 health centers in Vermont are among a select few across the country to receive new federal funding to tackle substance abuse. $1.2 million will be split between centers in Burlington, Rutland, Randolph, and St. Johnsbury. Government officials say the money will allow health centers to screen more patients and will also go toward training programs related to prescribing opioids. In Vermont, these centers are expected to treat more than 100,000 new patients. Four health centers in New Hampshire were also chosen to receive the federal funding. Centers set to receive a portion of the $94 million grant are based in Nashua, Colebrook, Plymouth, and Somersworth. The New Hampshire House is giving initial approval to a bill aimed at regulating Uber and other rideshare services. The bill would require drivers to get a permit from the Department of Safety. It also prohibits people from offering ride-sharing services if they have a DUI conviction, use a motor vehicle to commit a felony, or are on the sex offender registry. And the U.S. government has just announced new revisions to Zika travel warnings. They say it's okay for pregnant women to travel to Mexico City and other high elevation outbreak regions. The CDC says the kind of mosquito that spreads Zika is rare at higher elevations because of the lack of humidity and other conditions. The virus has been linked to severe birth defects.
Now, first alert weather with meteorologist Gib Brown.
That's why we like winter around here. No mosquitoes.
But I'm also just enjoying this warm weather.
I hope you don't think this is a normal March.
I don't know. This is my first March here, and so far I'm enjoying it.
I'll tell you what, this is so far beyond. You know, talk about Uber. This is way Uber. It is really something else out there. We made it to almost 60 degrees in a lot of areas today. Right now, temperatures have dropped a little bit, but still 55 degrees in Burlington, 58 though right now in Plattsburgh, 49 in Saranac Lake, and 57 degrees St. Johnsbury. This is an incredible year, and of course, lack of snow on top of those warm temperatures. We're going to see some intervals of clouds as a cold front drops south tonight. Don't forget, clocks ahead where you really have to push them ahead because of those manual ones. Most are automatic right now, but while you're doing this, think about checking the batteries in your smoke detectors and your carbon monoxide detectors as well, okay? So we're going to see temperatures a little cooler tomorrow despite the sunshine, and then we got some more rain and some mixed precipitation heading in our direction for Monday. Satellite and radar showing those clouds, and they're kind of dropping in from the south, this little band right here. We're not going to see any precipitation from those clouds, but it's just going to help keep those temperatures up a little bit tonight. Temperatures should fall down into the 30s. We have a lot of moisture deep to the south. That's going to be pushing our way. And on the onset, with cooler temperatures, we may see a little mixed precipitation. Here is that front right now dropping southward. Tomorrow, temperatures a little bit on the cool side compared to what we saw today in the 40s. We'll see plenty of sunshine. And here comes that next storm system pushing a warm front in our direction. Now watch what happens as we push this warmer air aloft. We're going to see some mixed precipitation, perhaps some snow, maybe a little bit of freezing rain as well before all of this changes to all rain. And then we're going to continue to see cloudy skies throughout Tuesday and into early Wednesday as another system affects us from the south. Overall, Futurecast showing those clouds, not many of them, going through tonight. Tomorrow morning, we break out into lots of sunshine. We keep it sunny all day, but temperature some 10 degrees cooler than what we saw today. More clouds coming in on Sunday night, and here comes Monday. Take you through the morning hours. Cloudy skies, those clouds will thicken. Here comes mixed precipitation and some snow about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're not expecting much in the way of snow, but roadways could get on the slick side. This all changes over to rain later in the day, and again, not expecting a whole lot. This isn't like the past storms we've seen. This moves on out of here, and we're kind of stuck with cloudy skies through the rest of Tuesday. So tonight, temperatures down around 35 degrees with a few cloudy periods as that front sags southwards. Winds will shift overnight to northwest northwesterly in that direction. Temperatures tomorrow in the 40s, 47 for a high in Burlington, 57 degrees in Lebanon, and we're looking for a high of 49 degrees Saranac Lake and 57 degrees in Keene. Okay, we're going to see Monday some afternoon showers and mixed precipitation to start your day. 49 degrees on Tuesday with a few morning showers the rest of the afternoon, just cloudy. Then a few showers late on Wednesday. St. Patrick's Day, well, we just don't have the luck of the Irish on this day. We're going to see some rain on again, off again, not a major event, but a high of warm 51 degrees, so we're not going to be dealing with any mixed precipitation. Then a few rain and snow showers on Friday as temperatures cool down. We start next weekend off on the chilly side, comparatively speaking, with a high of only 44 degrees, and this is a whole lot closer to normal and than what we saw today. Jennifer?
Coming up in sports, it was all or nothing for the Vermont men's basketball team today. With a win, the Catamounts would head to the NCAA tournament. Jack Cordy and Ken Drake have got all the details for you coming up in sports.
It was 4.5 weeks ago when the Vermont men's basketball team lost at UMass Lowell. The team had a heart-to-heart on the bus ride back to Burlington. Something clicked, and 7 straight wins later, the Catamounts found themselves on the brink of the NCAA tournament. Now, all Vermont needed to do to win the America East Championship was win at Stony Brook, the #1 team in the league, which is, of course, easier said than done. Vermont came out hoping to relive 2012 when they won the America East Championship on this very campus. First point of the game come courtesy of Ethan O'Day from beyond the free throw line there. Vermont out in front 2-zip. On the other end, first lead of the game for the Seawolves, Jameel Warney, Conference Player of the Year. For people that didn't know why, well, they would find out. The game went back and forth off the crossover from Cam Ward's shot doesn't go, but Darren Payans does. Cats back out in front, building up a 9-point lead at the break. Dre Wills in the final seconds, he gets the basket. 36-27 UVM out in front at the half. In the second, O'Day works his way into the paint, spins, hits, and the bucket. The senior had 8 points on 4 of 5 shooting in the game. O'Day had some help as well. Fellow big man Darren Payan hits the jumper, building up a 15-point Vermont lead. But that lead would stand thanks to a couple of big 3 balls from Trey Bell Haynes. He had a team-high 17, most of that coming in the second half, but Coach Becker will be the first to tell you his Cats didn't catch a lot of second-half breaks. Block shot right into the hands of Warney. They could not contain him all game. Later, Ward loses his man, gives him a good look at the long-range 3. He buries it. Vermont up 3. Which would be their last lead of the game. Warney scored more than half of his team's points. He leads Stony Brook to the America East Championship over Vermont, 80-74, the final. Our very own Ken Drake has been in Long Island since Friday. He was at the game this morning. Let's send it down to him now. Mr. Drake?
Thanks, Jack. Yeah, it was actually a very good game. It was an exciting game, a close game, much like I thought. But it was also an up and down game for Vermont, who got the first points of the game. They had momentum at the half. They built a 15-point lead in the second half on one of the best teams in the conference, the #1 team. That would all go away as the Catamounts ran into foul trouble with Ethan O'Day amongst a couple other guys hitting the foul problems. And then Jamal Warney also was a problem all game long. He scores 43 points, deflates the Catamounts lead, takes it away, and helps the Seawolves win the America East title.
I'm really proud of our guys, though. I thought we played a great game, really fought hard, couldn't seem to catch a break in the second half and keep our guys on the court. But, you know, we've come a long way this year, and it hurts, you know, when you get this close to reaching your goal and falling just short.
I felt like we were right there. We played a really good most of the game, and it just didn't make a couple of those plays down the stretch.
We kind of knew that they were going to hit us hard. They're a really good team. They won the league for a reason, and we couldn't weather the storm when it came.
And it did come. Unfortunately, Vermont's season comes to an end, but it's not the saddest day that they've seen. In fact, Coach Becker already does know that with a young team, they could very well be back here. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we're going to still look more on this game and hear from the Catamounts again tonight at both 10 and 11. From Stony Brook, Ken Drake, News Channel 5.
Hey, let's head to women's hockey now. The top 10 top team in the land. Plattsburgh State Cardinals taking on Amherst in the NCAA quarters. After a scoreless first, we're in the second. That's Kayla Mennigan behind the net, wraps it around. ECAC West Player of the Year, proving that true. Cards up 1-0. It's 2-0 when Melissa Ames' shot is stopped, but second time's a charm there. Minutes later, it's a different Melissa. This time, Melissa Sheahen, the apple from Mennigan. Cardinals pouring it on in the second period, and in the third, more of the same. Caitlin Turk shares the blocked shot, has eyes in the back of her head. Beauty of the pass to Millen. That's textbook. Peace State goes up 4-0. They roll to the 5th consecutive national semi. 5-zip the final. Staying on the ice, the Middlebury Panthers vying for a spot to take on Plattsburgh in the national semifinal after a scoreless first. Maddie Winslow, the NESCAC Player of the Year, proves why she was named that upper right top shelf cheese. Panthers up 1-zip. It would remain that way into the third period. Janka Klinka goes 5-hole. Count it. Middlebury doubles the lead to 2-zip. Couple minutes later, it's Winslow again making her mark on this game. Slapper from just inside the blue line finds its way. Middlebury tacks on another. They roll into the semis and will take on Plattsburgh State in the Frozen Four. By the way, high school basketball, Mariah down 35-25 at half point in the Class D state title game in New York. We'll have an update for you coming up at 10 and 11 on the Sports Desk. But for now, I'm Jack Cordy.
Back. Let's take a last look at the weather.
Lots of celebrations going on, and sure enough, the luck of the Irish will hold. Tomorrow is going to be a pretty nice day. Now, we are going to see a few clouds going through overnight tonight. Not a problem at all. Tomorrow, we break out the sunshine. Temperatures a little bit cooler than what we saw today, and temperatures remain above normal all week. A couple of periods of rain on Monday, and then again on Thursday. But overall, pretty good looking week.
All right. Have a wonderful evening. If you want to have some